Today I want to do something different to take you behind the scene to see what kind of preparation work I do before I start a large painting like this. So here's my sketchbook. Before I start a painting like this size, which is half sheet, usually I do a thumbnail first. So this one is Mitsuli from Demon Slayer, and here's her thumbnail sketch, just to test out the composition. And I think in the end I went with her sword a little bit shorter than this because the aspect ratio of the paper is not quite the same. This one is Megumin from Konosuba. And for her, I did 3 sketches. The first one looks kind of stiff. The second one I improved a bit, but kind of looked dirty. And the third one, I think I got the right feeling, so I just went with it. And here's the final result. And this one is Baluo from Blue Lock. And here's the sketch. So I did one on this page and I wasn't too happy with this, so I tried something else with a more of a monotone kind of color. And last one, I have a full sheet painting. I don't think it fits in the camera, but it's a full sheet sized painting of Sagiri from Hell's Paradise. For this one, I didn't really do this pose as a thumbnail. What I did was testing out another pose of her, like just testing out the background and where it should be darker or lighter. But I did test out the hands because I wasn't too sure how to paint it. But it turns out well, so I just went with it with another pose of her. If you want to see the process of these paintings, I put links in the description for each of the video, so check them out. So today I want to figure out how to paint Ai from Oshi no Ko. So I did a sketch here because this is the pose I wanted to do. This is kind of a classic pose if you search Oshi no Ko. I quite like it, so I'm going to do a portrait version of this in either half sheet or full sheet. I tested out this one, but I don't quite like the background. I didn't have space for the background. So I'm going to do another thumbnail just to play with the background to make it look like she's on the stage with colorful lighting. This one actually not too bad. It has some of the feeling I was trying to capture, but I want it to be a little bit more vibrant. So let's see if I can do that in the new thumbnail. To test out the background, I don't need a pose that is too fancy. So I have downloaded a few of the reference photo here with the stage light and with her eyes. So I think I'm just going to do a simple pose, just her face, just to test out the background. So first of all, I'm going to do a sketch. Just going to divide this page into 3. I'm going to do a simple sketch right over here. Now I have the sketch, I'm going to put on the watercolor. Oops, ran into her face. Just soaked it up. It's okay. This paper is kind of weird. Doesn't absorb very well, which is very easy for correction. I can just easily soak up the purple and it doesn't look too bad. This side looks so dirty because I'm too lazy. I didn't squeeze out new color. So let me go grab some new color. All right, I think these color from Gecko Soul actually would work really well because this is a really vibrant pink. I can use yellow from another brand, and I got some baby blue for her bow, and I got some nice purple here. This pink is so vibrant, it's like a neon color. It's like opera pink, but it doesn't have a really good dispersion. It kind of have a little bit of sticky consistency. think I need some orange and red. I got these by Turner's in my recent trip to Japan. They're really good prices, so let's see how it works. Cadmium orange. Just use a little bit. Looks kind of scary right now. But if I don't get it dark enough, I won't be able to have the lighting effect. I won't be able to put the light on there. Try to put some gouache on there, but it's a bit too dry, so it doesn't flow very well. So just adding some water. This is so messy, but it's also interesting, especially when I add more water. It's just the color just runs. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Instead of having a really rigid area of different lighting or color, it can have a random weird pattern. Alright, I'll have to let it dry before I can continue. This is the next day, and I'm back to it after work. It's completely dry now, with a little bit of sheen. It could be the paint, or I guess it's a combination of the paint and the paper, because this sketchbook is Traveler's Factory? Traveler's Factory? I don't know. Oh, sorry. Traveler's Notebook. They have a store called Traveler's Factory, I think. Anyway, this is their sketchbook of watercolor. The paper, since I'm used to the rough watercolor paper, I don't quite enjoy this really smooth, polished paper. I feel the paint just slides around, doesn't really stay in place. Anyway, but I guess as a sketch or testing, it works. So it's very impressive to see how well people paint on these paper. So now I feel this background is kind of a mess, but it's supposed to be a test. So let's see how I can save it and if I can save it. I think the pink needs to be a little bit more vibrant, but because the background is muddy, I lost the white, right? Because like if there's other colors in the background and watercolor is transparent, if I put pink on top of these brownish color, it just won't show. But I can still test it out. Her face is a little bit too pale, too yellow, especially in contrast to the purple background. So I'm adding a little bit of pink, pinkish red here. The current trend seems to be like to leave a highlight, triangular shaped highlight around the nose. I just lost it. Yeah, it looks a little bit better with more blood. Same thing for her shoulder. Background got in here, so it's a little bit dirty. whatever. This side, because of the orange light in the background, it's an orange tint on the skin. Just drying her clothes a bit so that I can add the blue to her necktie. I think overall the color just I made it too muddy, so it doesn't look very good. Another thing is I'm being really lazy here, just using whatever color I have on the palette, and the palette is really messy. Let me show you. It's really messy and there's not enough color. I wouldn't do this in the real painting. For the real painting, I will need to squeeze out a lot of fresh paint. See what I have here. Cadmium red. Now I really need some strong colors for things to pop. So I'm taking some red here, test out on her collar. Her collar has these red stripes. Maybe her dress is red too, I don't know. It has to be something that's strong. Her eyes are like super bright purple. This is not bright enough because it's contaminated. Okay, whatever. I'm going to put some purple on the side, and there's a pink glow from the bottom half for the star to show in her eye. I need to make her pupil really dark, so I can add the star later using gouache. Okay, she looks a little bit better with the eye. Oh god, this is so scary looking. Her hair is purplish blue. Alright, gonna fill up the part behind her neck so her face pop a bit more now. And also cover up the part that I forgot to paint in. So she has this weird little bunny here. I'm gonna leave some space for that. I already lost a little bow under it and also the star, so I'm gonna just use gouache for that after. It's much easier that way than trying to leave the shape out. Alright, and she has some bow here and a side ponytail. Her eyes are still not dry, so I'm getting impatient. I soaked up the color and I put in some new, stronger color without much diluting. I pushed it around too much and now there's bubble in there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone and let it dry. Okay, now I'm going to use the white gouache. to do this little bowl under the little bunny. The bunny with a human face. Well, I guess it's not quite a human face, but the bunny has eyebrows. So I guess that's what makes it look human. Okay, also I'm going to use the gouache to fix up some stuff. Alright, I think this is dry enough, so I'm gonna put in the star. The paint on my brush is too thick, so the star form is not very good. You get the idea. And it does look a little bit better after I put in the highlights. Some yellow star here. I'm just going to use white. Well, just for completeness, I'm gonna try to add the face for the bunny. It looks so evil. And the bowl. Okay, I'm gonna cheat by just adding the gouache and then put in a little bit of pink. Wonder what I should do for the background. I guess I can put in different colored dots. I want to make these dots a little bit opaque. So I'm going to mix some gouache and then just put down some random dots. I never done it this way. It's cute, but it looks a little bit too stiff to me. What do you think? So it's basically like I'm trying to make a bouquet effect. Okay, I'm gonna try something different on the other side. Okay, for this side, I'm going to use a toothbrush. Well, it's all for experimentation. So I'm going to do some, I think that's yellow gouache. So I'll do it from this side. I'll just grab some green from here because this is vibrant. Not sure how opaque this is though. Ooh. Oh. Oopsies. And while I'm at it, I'm getting some blue from here as well. Also the pastel and vibrant color. I'm going to use a little bit less water here to see if it can splash better this time. Well, might as well play with the pink too. Alright, so I think I'm running out of space to test out more of the background effect. And this is all I'm gonna do before I actually go do the big painting. The conclusion here is that I'm not gonna do this background, probably, because I made the same mistake I usually like to make, which is copying the illustration, trying to make it like a digital art. Watercolor is supposed to be watercolor, and it's supposed to be loose and free and spontaneous. I think this part is a little bit too stiff, and I definitely prefer this side. But I think for this specific painting, I'm just gonna go with a lighter background with a looser and lighter colored pastel-y looking background. Maybe take some element from here, but make it a little bit more vibrant. Definitely not to have these muddy colors. But it does look like she's on stage. I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind. What do you think? Which side do you like better? All right, so if you're curious what the actual painting is gonna turn out, subscribe to my channel and watch out for my next video. Bye.